Okay, so I'm back. I'm back on planet. Get your ass back to work. You know what I'm saying? Like that seems to be how shit is. And the funny thing about being gone was, my internet was fucking up because apparently my internet wasn't working. Well, you come back home and all of a sudden shit ain't working here back home. What's the fucking difference, man? Prodigy, what's the fucking difference, man?
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to say nothing inappropriate, dog. But all I'm gonna say is the shit wasn't working when you. Well, at least your job was not getting done when you were gone. We could just put it to you that way. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have no backup. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have that fill-in nigga. On that 2-week notice. Hey man, why don't you come on in and fill in? You know what I'm saying? We didn't have that. So, and that's why a lot of cats was complaining. They was mad, man, where's the show at? I'm like, man, nigga, Bo out of town and shit. I mean, I could do the show myself, but you know what I'm saying? It's not the same thing, man. The Three Kings podcast is 2 people. It ain't just one.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. We back now. We're going to do what we got to do. You know what I'm saying?
That means that y'all heard that? The nigga just admitted I'm indispensable. I can fuck up.
Hold on. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Nigga, I didn't say the words he's indispensable. If I didn't say that shit, that's not the case.
See that nigga go, give a nigga a rope. He want to be a cowboy.
I'm telling you, dog. Oh man, one of them small ass topics, man. Before we start the show, your boy F.A. Jag was coming back. And the funny thing about that is he's coming back signed with Top Rank. Now a lot of cats, there's a lot of niggas out there that was upset that F.A. Jag but kind of abandoned Al Heyman and PBC, man. I mean, he literally we thought everything was good. He's getting moved along, up the heavyweight ranks, His name was getting shouted out. It was a big fat ass nigga by the name of what was the boy name again? I forgot his name, man. What was his name? Carlos Hatley. Carlos Hunter, some shit. Charles, whatever, nigga. Point is, big fat motherfucker hopped in the ring with him, looked at him, and then hopped back out. You know what I'm saying? You got niggas doing that. Right. So the situation is PBC was bringing him along pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Former Olympian. Everything was being good. And then all of a sudden, one day, man, he just hopped out of PBC, went to Top Rank. Hey, I have no dog in this race. I don't give a fuck who you sign with. If he feels like going to Top Rank and ESPN is going to better his career, is going to get him into better positions for a bigger fight at heavyweight, hey, man, then so be it. It is what it is. So, but, a lot of cats out here take shit personally. I'll never understand these people that side with networks and promotional companies over the actual sport itself. It's not like F.A. Jagba retired, nigga. You know what I'm saying? He didn't pull a Frankie Gomez. For you dumb niggas, that's a prospect that went 21-0. I think he beat Mauricio Herrera. Then he retired. Now he became a motherfucking mechanic and shit for no reason. He didn't pull a Frankie Gomez. You know what I'm saying? He's still active. He's just fucking with Top Rank now. We still gonna see him. He's just fucking with Top Rank. And that's what's gonna happen on September 19th, which is this Saturday. He debuts with Top Rank. He got a new manager in Jay Prince. He got a new trainer in K. Karoma, which is the same cat that trained Shakir Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? And he's fighting a bum-ass nigga by the name of Johnny, what is his name? Johnny Rios, Johnny Rice, whatever. Some bum-ass nigga named Johnny Rice. About to be a first-round knockout. But we get to see F.A. Jagba come back this Saturday, man. So it's going to be good shit, man. Tune in to ESPN Plus, 7:30 Eastern Time, 6:30 Central, and that's 4:30 Pacific, man. All right, man, Bo, start the show, dog.
All right, man, as always, go to 3kingboxing.com for the latest and greatest what's going on in the sport of boxing. And as always, to help me maneuver through all this, that's always out there, not just here, domestic, but in them foreign streets.
In them streets.
That's right.
No matter where it's at, rural, nigga, city, we all over them streets.
Goddamn, hey, I was out there in Cheramico. I was in the projects, nigga, walking around. 3 Kings boxing in the motherfucking streets, man. As a matter of fact, Prodigy know this. It was a nigga that walked up and was like, man, I know you, man. Motherfucker, you don't know me, dog.
I don't know me, though. I don't
You don't
know
know
me.
me, dog. He said, no, man, I swear to God, I know you. Said, hey, man, I hear you, man. I don't know you, man. Then next thing I know, he looked. I put the 3KB hat on. He said, you, Bo, I know you, dog. I watch you in that nigga.
Yeah, man, that was in the Dominican Republic, so that was good. That was good to hear something like that, man. So we getting love, even though we don't really do the podcast that much. We getting love all around, man. So that's what's up, man. That was good to hear.
Yeah, sure was. All right, let's get to it. It's a lot of bullshit happening out there. Niggas out there.
Oh, hold on. You already know. Before we get to the woofing and all that shit, man. Yeah. Y'all know how you gonna forget something like this. You know you got to do the fuckery video, man. This shit right here was funny as fuck. And it's another video that we can relate to. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Like I said before in the last video, you know, all my black folks and the Latinos and shit that I've grown up with, I know this happened to them. Now, I know some white folks how to whoop a motherfucker's ass. I see some country-ass white folks down here in Texas basically whooping their kid ass in public. So some of them white folks will do some shit like this. But I know majority of the minorities out here can relate to this right here, bro.
What you mean? Don't you supposed to be at home? Get your brown here. Dude, move. No. Now do it again. Do it again. What are you talking about? Get your ass up here. Get your ass hanging out out here. Get your ass down out here. Get.
Now, how many of y'all got y'all ass whooped by your mama, your grandmama, your auntie, nigga? Shit, the neighbor. Because it was a rule in the hood, dog, right? Moms was at work. That means the neighbor can whoop your ass now. Or mom's best friend could whoop your ass now. You know what I'm saying? How many of y'all had to deal with that shit?
Man.
That shit had me rolling. I don't know why he pulled his arm back like that. I mean, I guess he must have looked at his mom and saw Brooke Shields or somebody, man. I don't know, family. That he saw somebody else, nigga. He saw Jennifer Aniston and said, "Bitch, get your arm off me." I don't know what he was thinking, bro.
Oh man, dog.
Oh shit! Shouts my man Ronald Finkley, man. He threw $1.99 on it. Appreciate you, big dog.
That's right.
Also,
man.
let me shout some people out, man. I appreciate everybody that's been donating. There's some cats that have been donating on the side, man. They've been going to the PayPal and donating. We haven't even been really advertising that, man. So I really appreciate the people that have been doing that. Special shout out to my man Still Proven. He donated via the last show. He donated a large sum. Said he was deployed, man. He said basically he's deployed, but he keeps watching even though he's not in the States, man. He keeps watching us on the show, and he keeps following 3kingsboxing.com, man. So big shout out to him. He's been donating since the beginning, man. I got to give him a big shout out. Real talk.
No, man, I definitely appreciate it. I want to send a shout out to somebody that's in here right now, my man JR. I've actually been on the show and actually talked to the brother, good brother and everything like that, man. He supports us, man. Appreciate you, big dog, for being here with us today, man. Appreciate that, family.
That's what's up.
Yeah, definitely that right there, man. JR said she came in with the belt. He should have known what was about to go.
Crazy, dog. I don't know why he did, man. I don't know if he was stunting in front of that nigga that was standing next to him.
I think that's what it was. Hey, man, I remember one time, no lie, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Listen, Bo got to keep it real with y'all one time, right? So, you know, you growing up, you know, and you know that moment when, now, you know, some of y'all niggas don't know this. But you know that moment when you go from 5'2" to 5'6", you know?
Man, yeah, look, I didn't do that. So you speaking from you and some other cats, man. I knew not to do no shit like that, bro.
No, nigga. I shot up from 5'2" to 5'6", and our strength was never a problem with me. At 17, 18 years old, like I told 2K, and that shit been confirmed. Nigga, I was benching 200 plus pounds. That shit wasn't nothing for me, right? And I remember after winning the motherfucking wrestling tournament, and I might have told you this, Prod. I fucking took first place in the city, second place in the state and shit, man. So man, I'm walking around and shit, right? We at the grocery store. I put some ice cream in the cart. Mom was like, that wasn't on the list. I said, yeah, I know. You know what I'm saying? We don't got none. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, I know. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit.
I'm like, yeah, I know. You know what I'm saying? We don't got none. So, you know, my mom was like, boy, put that back. So I went to walk to put it back, and there was this fine ass chick in the aisle, right? And I was like, nah. And she was like, oh, what's going on? We talking everything. I'm like, yeah, you know, I got a job. I help pay bills around the house, you know, and I put the milk thing back in the cart. I'm talking to the chick. My mom like, didn't I tell you to put that back? I said, hold on a second. She said, what?
Smack the shit out of you in front of the fine bitch
smack,
too.
she stole on me.
Yep. Exactly.
She said, pow! Did I tell you put that back? And I'm still trying to be cool. Like, hold on, wait a minute.
Exactly, bro. You can't pull no shit like that, man.
No, man.
All right, man. What we got, dog?
All right, man. So, oh man, Bill Haney, dog, got caught out here in them streets.
In these streets.
He got caught out here, man. Now, here's the thing, and Bill Haney, because you know, you already got cats in there, you know, that already got some dumb shit to say without even knowing what the fuck is going on, right? Bill Haney came out and he basically said that the reason why behind Gary Russell turning down the contract, why DAZN and Matchroom wasn't included in the contract, was because they didn't want to fight.
Mm-hmm.
He in an interview live with Gary Russell on there, this motherfucker said the number was 0 because they weren't interested. He said, as a matter of fact, the reason why, because Gary said, hey dog, you never got back at me and you should have, right? Well, the reason why was, and again, Bill Haney, now to his credit, Bill Haney owned up to it. He said, man, the reason why I never got back at you was because the money wasn't right. He said, after you talked to Eddie, then you talked to me, and me and you said, listen, man, Eddie got to put more shit on this plate, dog. He got to put more shit on this plate. They ain't meeting the number we talked about, right? After that, he said he went and he didn't get back at Gary because the money wasn't there. Why? Because them motherfuckers told them, hey, man, we don't, the number for us for this fight is 0, nigga, because we don't want to fight. See what I'm saying? We don't want to fight.
Well, here's the deal. And Trevez Richards, man, he said, wait, when did Bill Haney admit to clout chasing? I just watched him live Saturday. So Bo kind of answered that question, but we're going to take it back, man. So basically, Gary Russell came out with a video, right? He said, yeah, I got the contract. You know what I'm saying? How Gary Russell talk, man. He talk like this nigga talk like he go out and look for bitches like on a daily.
I'm telling you, dog.
It's like, I'm watching the video, nigga. I'm feeling uncomfortable. Like, nigga, why you talking to me like that? Nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a grown ass. I'm like 3 niggas. I'm 3 of you, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Man. But he macking to the camera and shit like, ain't no cap is shawty. Ain't no cap is shawty. Right? And he said he got the contract, everything. Lawyers had to look it over, right? Once the lawyers look it over, he makes another fucking video and basically says, hey, there was a red flag in the very first line of the contract where it basically says that DAZN is not being included in this particular contract or these terms of agreement, right?
Yep.
So the red flag is the fact that if DAZN and Matchroom are not included, that means that there's an opportunity that if Gary Russell were to sign on a dotted line, right, that DAZN and Matchroom can come back and be like, oh, that's cute that the nigga signed. And that's cute, Bill, that you and Devin want to fight. But, nigga, we don't want it. Get this shit up out of here. Rip the contract in front of the nigga face in 1,000 pieces, throw the shit in the air and walk out. Right? DAZN and Matchroom could have both did that. You see what I'm saying? So that's what Gary Russell was like. That's a red flag that you're not including your handlers, the people that you are contractually, legally binded with, right? As a professional fighter and as a manager for Bill Haney and a trainer, right? The guys that you are legally bonded by are not in the contract. He said, this is bullshit. And basically, his own words, he said, they wrote me a blank check. Yeah. Right? Now, everybody, dog, a lot of motherfuckers is out here saying, oh, man, you know what I'm saying? That nigga Gary Russell ain't want to fight. That nigga was out here capping, showing nigga capping, right? Basically, taking Devin Haney's words, what he was saying on social media. But then the interview came out where basically Bill Haney and fucking Gary Russell Jr. came together, right? And that was on a Phenom International show. We get niggas a credit out here, even though a lot of niggas take our shit, don't give us credit. But we'll give you credit. How about that, right? So they come on the show, right? And basically, Gary was like, so why didn't you come to me when you knew that y'all didn't have a 1.5 million? And Bill Haney was like, that, you know, that's, you know, niggas be trying to come up with their lies and shit and gather themselves. No, you're right, family. And that's really, you know, real talk. But really, though, look, family. Nah, but let me say this, though, family. No, but real talk, though, fam. Hey, man, you was right. I took it on the chin when you told me that. You know what I'm saying? I took it on the chin. But yeah, family. Niggas do all that shit because they trying to get their fucking thoughts together. It's like back in the day. I don't know how many of you niggas used to rhyme and shit and spit and basically in the cipher and freestyle and shit. But when you got that whack ass nigga that would come through that couldn't freestyle for shit, and he's always saying, "Man, hold up, man, hold up," in the middle of his flow and shit. That's some Texas shit. Texas niggas know what I'm talking about. That's what Bill Haney was doing during the fucking interview. He was basically using words to keep the interview going, but really couldn't explain himself other than admitting that, you know what, I should have told you this shit, but that's my bad. I didn't tell you. So then Gary Russell was like, well, shit, you know what I'm saying? We can hash this shit out. All you have to do is come and say, hey, man, the number ain't right. So what's the number? Bill Haney flat out comes out and says, well, the number is 0. They didn't want the fight.
Yes.
So if Bill Haney knew this, then why the fuck did you offer him terms? I get it. I understand the concept of Matchroom and DAZN saying, hey, we don't want the fucking fight, right? But, and I understand the concept of Bill Haney be like, all right, y'all don't want the fight, bet. Well, shit, I'm going to go talk to this nigga anyway, you know what I'm saying? Maybe get something done and shit. Then I'm going to go back and give it back to DAZN and Matchroom. But the main conflict, besides the fact that those two weren't in the contract, that Gary Russell had with Team Haney was the fact that Bill Haney acts like a fucking boss, and he's not. Mm-hmm. He acts as if he can walk around and make deals with niggas, and basically when those deals are made, that's that. DAZN and Matchroom got to follow suit. But obviously, Gary Russell told you cats before Bill Haney admitted to this shit that it's not the case. And I was telling motherfuckers, hey, listen to Gary. He's not bullshitting. That nigga only fight once a year. Like, that really matters. That nigga only fight once a year. It don't matter if the nigga fight once a year or don't fight. You only fight one time in 6 years. The point is, in this scenario, the nigga's right. And I guarantee he's right. Next day comes the goddamn interview where the nigga Bill Haney admits that Gary Russell was right in his last video. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, bro, you can't sit there and give a fighter a term sheet. And I'm gonna answer your question, Jack Manal. It's a good question. You can't give a fighter a term sheet, right? And not have your promoter or basically the network in which you're contractually bonded to. You can't do that shit behind their back. Now, to answer Jack Manalik's question, he said a term sheet and a contract aren't the same thing, correct? No, they're not. But here's the difference. The handlers that you're legally contractually binded to, they know about the term sheet. I'll give you an example. Shelly Finkel and Eddie Hearn, when they were negotiating Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, right? Shelly Finkel actually spelled this out for you, exactly what you're saying. He said, hey, man, all you got to do is come up with the terms, send them to me. I'll take them back to Al Heyman, take them back to Lou DiBella at the time he was with them, and Deontay Wilder will sit down, hash it out, and we'll come up with a fucking counter offer, or we'll basically deny this shit and move on. Now, here's the problem. Here's the difference between the two situations. Shelly Finkel was talking to Eddie Hearn when he said this. He wasn't talking to Anthony Joshua. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. Bill Haney came up with some term sheets, but was talking to the fucking fighter. He wasn't talking to his handlers, or nor did he have his handlers come up with the term sheet because Bill Haney has handlers too. They're called DAZN and Matchroom. Why? Because Devin Haney's co-promoted by fucking Matchroom, and he's contractually bonded to have his fights featured on DAZN. So Bill Haney's got handlers as well. So those two did not come up with the terms and then go to Gary Russell's team and say, hey, these are the terms. Agree to them, then we'll move forward in the negotiation process. That's not what happened, as opposed to Shelly Finkel and Eddie Hearn. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference there. So when you got somebody who's trying to make a fight behind his handlers' backs, that shit's not going to work. Evidenced by this right here. This is why I say, man, y'all gotta read between the fucking lines. You see what I'm saying? You gotta do your proper research. If you fucking with 3kingsboxing.com the way you should be, you would have known all this shit already, right? Because we put it in our articles. We'll basically break the news or say what the news is if it's already been broken, and then we'll tell you exactly how the shit's probably gonna unfold, right? It's an opinion, but it's an educated opinion, just like what we're doing right here on this show. But what has happened is that opinion has come to fruition. You see what I'm saying? So basically, with Bill Haney knowing that DAZN and Matchroom did not want the fight before trying to come up with some terms that neither of those two entities even fucking knew about, and then he even agreed to the 1.5 million, knowing that they didn't have that money to spare. So that's what I'm saying. What else would it be, dog? What else would it be? Gary Russell would have signed the contract and then would have been waiting and waiting and waiting, hoping and wishing and praying and hoping and wishing, all that shit. That's what he would have been doing. But at the end of the day, DAZN would have most likely been like, no, because they already said no the first time. Do you really believe that Devin Haney didn't propose an amount to them when they proposed the fight? Right? Because Gary Russell came out saying, yeah, dog, I want to fight, blah, 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 blah. You know, calling out Leo Santa Cruz. He called out Tevin Farmer. He called out fucking Terrence Crawford. And he called out Devin Haney all around the same fucking time.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Called them all out around the same time, right? He had a figure on the table for Terrence Crawford. Well, that figure was actually intercepted by Team Haney. So are you trying to tell me that when they went to DAZN and Matchroom, they didn't bring up 1.5? And then DAZN and Matchroom said, nah, fuck that. You trying to tell me they didn't say that? I highly doubt it, bro. Speculation, of course. But I highly doubt that knowing that 1.5 was a public figure. Everybody knew about this figure, right? That Gary Russell offered or basically said he would fight Terrence Crawford for. I highly doubt Bill Haney did not mention that figure, dog, when he tried to talk to them the first time and they turned the fight down.
You know, and here's the problem. Here's the situation. And the reason why the number was 0. The reason why they already got the Gamboa fight locked up. That's why.
100.
They already got the Gamboa fight.
I was saving that for you. I didn't want to say it. I was saving it for you, dog. Exactly.
That's the reason why. Because here's the reality. They have a date November 7th. Now, you got Eddie out here saying, well, you know, we have an open date November 7th, and the opponent may either be Gary Russell or you guys, the Gamboa. You know who else used to do shit like that? Bob Arams. He said, well, you know, we have open dates. Pacquiao could fight Thurman. He could fight Spence. He could fight Porter. He could fight Timothy Bradley. You obviously know when you hear names who the fuck you fighting. You know, you knew Pacquiao wasn't fighting them niggas when he was on the top, right? So what happened? Right. We got a Timothy Bradley 3 fight, right? They already spent the money. That's why they told him the number 0. Why? We've already spent the money on Gamboa. Okay? So because we spent the money on Gamboa, because we already know what's going now, I will say this. I believe Bill Haney and Haney wanted the fight. I truly do. That's why they entertained it. That's why they tried to talk it. But Gary Russell telling us about Bill Haney not being a boss, we been saw that. When the first time we saw how the niggas wasn't bosses is when Haney and Campbell both signed to face each other for the vacant WBC title when Garcia moved the fuck up to fight Earl Spence. Right? What happened? Top rank slid in that motherfucker. and said, nah, ice that nigga. Ice all that, bro. No, ice that nigga. Lomachenko fighting. And Lomachenko ain't fighting Haney. Lomachenko fighting that nigga Luke Campbell. That's what's happening. Y'all can ice that. You know, because it could have been Lomachenko and Haney. For them, they said, no, motherfucker, ice that. That nigga fighting Luke Campbell. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what the fuck happened. He fighting and he wound up fighting Luke Campbell. And the only way he became a champion because they franchised him, and he wound up, you know, and Haney might not like it. That's why nigga called a nigga the email champion, because that's what happened.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the fucking day, the proof to show you that, hey man, these dudes really ain't in control like they think they are, was shown to you in that situation right there. That situation showed you right there that these dudes really not in control of anything. Right? That's why he teamed up with Matchroom Boxing.
Exactly.
He teamed up with him for that reason, because he's not able to stand on his own.
Yep.
See? Okay.
Well, like I said, man, listen, man, I'm gonna let you finish, dog. But I like Devin Haney, man. I like the kid. You know what I'm saying? He's showing that he's very mature beyond his fucking years. He came into this boxing shit and said, you know what? I got to start my own business. Of course, I always got respect for entrepreneurs, bro, because I'm one myself. You know what I'm saying? Definitely got respect for entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? So he came into this boxing shit and said, I'm going to start my own promotional company. I'm going to try not to get caught up in this whole promotional bullshit. I'm going to try to do shit myself. Got to respect the kid for that, especially only being like 20, 21 years old, right? But at the end of the fucking day, bro, like Bo just said, he couldn't stand on his own, so he had to get co-promoted by one of the bigger entities. A good example of that, what boxer do you niggas know that is Devin Haney Promotions? I'll wait. I like the kid, dog. But like I said, everybody and anybody can get it on this show. Who is Devin? What boxer is walking around this motherfucker that you know? I ain't talking about no little nigga out here in these streets. I'm talking about a motherfucker that's on cards.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, on the come up, possibly on cards. Other bigger entities know who this motherfucker is. Boxing media like us know who he is. He's out here in these streets, got a name, and he's marketable. And he's Devin Haney Promotions. I'll wait.
That's because Adrian Broner sure did have one.
Adrian Broner did have one.
He did.
Jean Pascal even had one.
Sure
you
did.
See what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, bro, he can't stand on his own. You're absolutely right. I'm not knocking the kid. Mickey Bay's not one of his fighters. That's his trainer. That's one of his trainers, actually. I'm not knocking the kid at the end of the day. But, bro, he needs somebody to help him further his career. Eventually, he's not going to need the shit. Hell, even Floyd Mayweather needed somebody, right? Golden Boy Oscar De La Hoya, needed somebody, right? So they both needed top rank. Then they both branched off, started their own shit, right? But at the end of the day, I don't have too much of a problem with Devin. It's really Bill, dog. Bill needs to really stop walking around here like he does shit and whatever he does, that's firm and solid. Nigga, that shit liquidy as fuck, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And you need the zone and Matchroom to come solidify that shit, nigga. That's what it really is, man. So it is what it is, bro.
Dude, listen, man. The thing that gets me is I know what they was trying to do. He was hoping if I get Gary Russell name signed, because the reality is this. People always want to hit with the whole Gary Russell only fight once a year, right? That's the reality of shit, right? And Bill was hoping, okay, wait a minute. If we get him signed on paper and we go back to the zone, maybe they'll reconsider. I truly believe that that's what he thought would happen, right? Because at the end of the day, and my man David Ruiz, you my dog, but I got to disagree with you when you say he doesn't need Gamboa. Now I agree with that. I don't want to see him fight Gamboa, but yeah, he does need Gary Russell. He does.
Yeah, Gary Russell's a much bigger name. Even though he's 2 divisions lower, Gary Russell's name alone is better than any of the other fights outside of Javier Fortuna and Luke Campbell that Devin Haney has been trying to get. He didn't even try to get Luke. Well, he did. He tried to fight for the vacant WBC title against Luke, so I'll give him that. But outside of those two, Gary Russell's a bigger name. And the reason why I say outside of those two is because people are going to they're only going to give Gary Russell Jr. a certain amount of respect coming into a fight against Devin Haney because he is 2 divisions lower.
Yes,
like if Gary Russell was at 135 and already had basically proven himself at 135, then it wouldn't matter about Luke Campbell and fucking Javier Fortuna. Gary Russell would be that nigga he should be fighting. But the fact that he'd be moving up 2 weight classes, then you got to go back and say, you know what? I can't give him the same amount of respect as I could if Devin Haney was fighting Javier Fortuna, Luke Campbell, who are basically 2 of the top fighters ranked by the WBC right now. You know what I'm saying? At 135. So at the end of the day, outside of those 2, anybody else, including Gamboa, right? There's nobody else outside of those 2 that Devin Haney's been trying to fight that have a better name than Gary Russell Jr. So this actually is a fight that he could utilize, man.
Listen, I said this before. The mistake that Devin Haney made, and he I like the kid, okay? But he's got to do something. And the mistake that he made was he let Javier Fortuna and Jorge Linares agree to fight each other. Then Luke Campbell agreed to fight Ryan Garcia. He let other dudes take food off his plate. In my honest opinion, Devin Haney, soon as he got that WBC belt back, should have said, hey, 3 contracts. 1 for Campbell, 1 for Fortuna, 1 for motherfucking Linares. 3 contracts, 3 fight contract, 1 for each of the motherfuckers. Right. That shit would have been better music to my motherfucking ears.
Right.
If I'd have heard that. Because those are 3 top quality names. Now you got Linares fighting Fortuna. Those are 2 missed fights. Then you got Ryan Garcia versus Luke Campbell. That's a missed fucking fight. So now that that's taken care of, that's the meat and potatoes. So now you got to look at the side dish. Gary Russell is a hell of a fucking side. Gary Russell is that side dish that you look at and is really good. That's why you ordered that motherfucker. Like you know sometimes you go to a restaurant and they say you want a side dish. You ain't even gotta look at the side dish. You know what you want, nigga. Yeah, man. Let me get that shrimp with cheese. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, that's a hell of an appetizer for your ass, right? So Gary Russell is a hell of an appetizer, and they need that fight because you're still talking about an elite level fighter. At the end of the day, you're talking about an ultra quick, ultra talented, pound for pound talent fighter who holds a name since the other dudes at that division you're not getting. Go ahead.
Underline pound for pound talent. I don't want niggas to say or think that you got him in a pound for pound list. Bo is saying pound for pound talent, which means if the motherfucker fought more than once per year, there's a possibility he could crack that bottom, of the top 10 list pound for pound. That's what we're saying.
Right. So for me, this was a better fighter. And I truly believe that Bill Haney, they wanted to make the fight. The problem was DAZN and Matchroom, especially pretty much DAZN, and was like, nigga, we done spent we can't even give Canelo his shit. So, you know what I'm saying? We pretty much, like nigga, we counting pennies like a motherfucker around here. All right. So we already upped the motherfucking check. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going back to the bank. All right. We done wrote the check, sent that motherfucker out. Gamboa's the opponent.
Yeah, we got the judges and everything. Nigga, Gamboa's the opponent. Nigga, we already paid for every guy. The judges, refs, nigga, the bitches. We already paid for them, nigga.
Right, the hoes. Everything is paid for, motherfucker. And on top of that, I'm gonna tell y'all another reason why DAZN had to say what they said. You're going through a dispute with boxer's biggest fighter in Canelo Alvarez. You can't make it look like you're making an adjustment for anybody else until you fix the situation with this nigga. Right. And that's an optic nobody's looking at. If DAZN make this adjustment for Haney, you don't think Canelo Alvarez ain't gonna look at that and say, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Good point. That's a good point. Man, I gotta get my man YSM, man. That's my nigga. I like him and shit, man. But I'm gonna listen, man. Listening is key. I said a nigga that motherfuckers know. that's out here in these streets marketing themselves and other promotional companies give a fuck about. Let me tell you something about Darren Cunningham, who is signed to Haney Promotions. Type that name into Google. The first thing you'll see is Darren Cunningham, the musician. That's the first thing you see. There's a nigga named Darren Cunningham that's a musician that is more known than this motherfucker that my man YSM is talking about. But I digress. Go to motherfucking BoxRec and look at Darren Cunningham. This nigga got no picture. This nigga got the drawn outline face and head and shit that my 2-year-old daughter be doing when she in daycare, nigga. Hence, nobody knows Darren Cunningham, nigga. So who the fuck does Haney have again? That motherfuckers know. Whether it's a prospect, a Jerron Ennis, or anybody, nigga, somebody that niggas know and respect in the game. Nobody.
Hey, YSM, that's our dog though, man. I know what you call. I know what you're doing. You just saying, hey man, he do have a fighter.
I got a fighter too, nigga. My fighter's name is Bobo Jones, nigga. I'm a promoter. It don't matter if y'all niggas know him. I'm telling you, I got a fighter named Bobo Jones. So now I'm a promoter. Me and Devin Haney the same. He signed with 3 Kings Promotions. Bobo Jones.
My man, Jackman Alex, he said Matchroom is going to officially announce the opponent tomorrow. Are you 100% sure it's going to be Gamboa? Do not be, well, we know it's not going to be that. We know right now it's not Gary Russell. The only way the Russell fight happens now is if Al Heyman them offer a contract where Russell them, where Haney them agreed to fight on PBC, Showtime, or Fox, because they the Haney and Russell fight. See, and this is the difference between a nigga that can make moves and can't. Gary was gonna go to the zone and Matchroom and fight. If they had that contract, he's going, dog.
He was going. That's what he said. He said, I thought the fight was gonna be on the zone. Yeah, he was ready.
He was ready.
They weren't in the contract. Right. Why? We find out later it's because they didn't want the fight.
Yeah. See, so Gary was going over there, right? So the problem is, I don't think even if they try to offer Haney a contract, I don't think he will be allowed to fight on Fox or PBC. Why? Because again, the zone has already came out and announced the November 7th date for him to return and fight, which means the check has been written.
Right. right. Exactly. I'm gonna go out on a limb and tell Jackman I do think it's Gamboa, because we published the article about them starting negotiations like 2-3 months ago, man. I can't really remember. We published a hell of a lot of articles on a daily basis. I don't fucking remember when it was, but I know it was a while ago, man. It was like 2 to 3 months ago. So they said negotiations are underway, and we didn't hear anything since. Now, the reason why you're not hearing anything since is because that's a real negotiations. If things went sour, we would have known about that. So it sounds basically nothing's happened. Nobody said anything about the negotiations after it was said that they're underway. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, family, that means that fight might be working. It means to me that terms have already been agreed to. And I should be expecting a press release tomorrow from Matchroom Boxing saying that Devin Haney will be fighting Yuriorkis Gamboa if they're going to announce it tomorrow. I'm going to jump out on a limb and say it is Gamboa.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Oh, man. Listen, man, here's the thing, man. Listen, at the end of the day, I don't think no team was capping. I think this was just, I don't want nobody to think that, motherfucker was capping. I think at the end of the day, when
shit. Go ahead. Go, Mr. PC Bo. Go ahead, dog. Hey, hold on, fuck that. This is Bo. I don't want anyone to think that nobody was capping or capping whatever they say in those streets. I don't think that was the deal. Fuck out of here.
That's part of my job as PR, as a PR. Head of perpetuation, nigga. That's part of my job is make sure I phrase shit correctly when we're not liable.
Look, the definition of capping in these streets, of course, because it ain't even a real fucking word. But the definition, these little niggas made this word up. Definition is basically a nigga fronting, right? Running his mouth, talking he's this, but he really ain't about that. Man, that is the definition of what Bill Haney did. Yeah, you know shit, nigga. We got 1.5 and shit over here, nigga. Nigga, we get money, hoes, bitches. Nigga, I know I said hoes and bitches, nigga, but they separate. Trust me, nigga. We get money, hoes, bitches, women, everything, nigga. All of it. It's all over here, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Then he go, hey, man, what's up with the money? Oh, shit, my bad, dog. You know, but really, though, what happened was, man, get the fuck out of here. That's Cappin.
All right, hey, I'm not gonna have this kind of insubordination from my niggas. Yo, no. Haney team was capping, yo. Yeah, my man Ted Williams. Bill was capping, Bo.
Hell yeah. They know what's up.
It is cap with no bottle. Niggas is like, oh, hold on, nigga, wait a minute.
Them boys going off, boy. Exactly.
Them niggas like, wait a minute, this ain't the Three Kings I know, goddamn it. Where the Three Kings I know? Hey, Bill Haney fucked up. To his credit, he admitted it. But at the same time, let's keep this real, dog. Make no mistakes about it. Devin Haney, y'all have been shown. If you look at the moves that are being made in the lightweight division, Haney's not a part of it. You know why he's not a part of it? Motherfuckers is showing them that they're not bosses.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason why.
Mm-hmm.
Bob Arams and Barry Hearn did the white man power dance and said, nah, motherfucker, Luke Campbell ain't fighting no goddamn Devin Haney. You know what? You're right. I did say we're slave traders. Fuck it. Get the nigger off the card.
Damn.
That nigger off my card. You're gonna fight Lomachenko. That's what
right.
But I'm saying, listen, the interview. We ain't telling y'all nothing you can't see for yourself, right? Both Gary and Bill admitted that after talking to Eddie Hearn, they couldn't. The numbers wasn't right. That's why they talked to each other, and Bill's supposedly gonna fix that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so. Hey man, at the end of the day, maybe the fight happened somewhere later on down the line, man. Pride, you got anything else before we move on, man?
Yeah, my man Chant Ross said coming off a torn Achilles, that's a bad fight. And that's an excellent point right there, right? Talking about Yuriorkis Gamboa tearing his Achilles against Gervonta Davis. Now, Devin Haney's next date is obviously November 7th, right? So that's a good point. Is that Achilles healed to the point where Gamboa can actually get an 8 to 12 month training camp, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also be able to be at top notch, in terms of his Achilles by November 7th, with all that training involved. That's a very good point, man. And actually, that kind of puts a little twist in the plot here. Maybe he's not healed all the way. You see what I'm saying? We don't know who it's going to be. I just think it's going to be Gamboa based off the fact that they said that negotiations were underway months ago, and we haven't heard anything saying that negotiations have ceased. There was a problem. The two didn't agree to no money, nothing, family. So usually when that happens, they fighting.
And remind you, they was talking about him fighting Gamboa right after the fight where his Achilles was fucked up. Yeah. We ain't got no word about it being worked on any goddamn thing. Like, we don't even know if the nigga saw the doctor. Hell, we don't know if the nigga still had his foot.
Well,
and they was talking about something like Gamboa, okay?
Yeah, they got a picture of him in the hospital, so we know he at least saw something. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, yeah, you're right. I mean, they didn't say how much is healed. Nothing. No progress since that hospital visit, man. So that's a good point. But, I mean, at the end of the day, man, also, Eddie Hearn put out a press release recently basically saying, you know, the next opponent for Devin, November 7th, is either Gary Russell or fucking Yuriorkis Gamboa. So unless Bill Haney is pulling our fucking leg, saying Matchroom didn't really want the fight, and they really want the fight, you know what I'm saying? Then it's going to be Gamboa. Mm-hmm. Process of elimination there as well.
Oh, yeah.
All right, go to the next one.
All right, man. So, former welterweight undisputed champion, Cecilia Breakhus, dog. She has decided she want her jewelry back. She said, as the queen, she feel naked without her gold and her jewelry. She want that shit back, dog. But here's the problem. She's going to rematch Jessica McCaskill. Now, McCaskill if you was at Three Kings Boxing, go to threekingboxing.com. She told me and Prodigy, she thinks Cecilia should get the fuck out the way and let her get that ass on Katie Taylor. You know, she want that ass on Katie Taylor because she lost to her in 2017, right? So she want that ass on Katie Taylor, right? At 145. I got to say that because she made it specific to us, 145.
Yeah, I fucked up. I said 147. She was like, 145. Right. I was like, okay, well, shit, 145 it is. Right. Champ. You know what I'm saying?
Right, so she wants that at 145. Now, here's the thing. One thing about Jessica McCaskill is she ain't afraid of no smoke. If Cecilia Breakhus say she wants it back, McCaskill will give her that rematch.
She already saying it.
Okay.
She already saying she's gonna give her that smoke.
Normally, I would go with the boxer in a rematch situation. Here's the problem. Abel fucking Sanchez still might be with her. If she's still up in Big Bear Abel Sanchez, Cecilia getting her ass whooped again.
She gonna lose again. Although I do believe, you know, it was a good win from McCaskill. Like I said, only the 4th undisputed women's fighter in boxing history, right? The first woman to actually take the undisputed crown from another woman, right? She also not only is an undisputed champion, but a 2-division unified champion in just 11 fights. And 2 of them 11 fights she lost.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Yep. So this motherfucker, niggas are sleeping, dog.
And
they sleeping.
She's the first female to hold the man's version of the WBC title.
Absolutely. They sleeping on McCaskill. She got some fucking accolades under her belt, man. She just don't promote herself like a Clarissa Shields does. Nor does she has a machine behind her. Even though she signed with Matchroom and fucks with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's pretty much his promoting efforts when it comes to the women is all put on Katie Taylor. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So she's not really out there. That's why niggas is sleeping. She got them accolades up under her belt like a motherfucker, man. But as y'all know, I do believe Jessica McCaskill caught Cecilia Breakhus at the red light like Harold, nigga. Basically, rolled up on the side. Get your motherfucking ass off them belts, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Shoot that nigga. That's exactly what happened, bro. She robbed the shit out of Cecilia Breakhus, bro. I don't believe Jessica won that fight, although I do give her credit. I give her 100% credit. She is the undisputed champion of the world. But I do believe Cecilia won that fight. You know what I'm saying? McCaskill looked bad in the second half of that fight, people. She was missing every goddamn thing. She had her back to Cecilia Breakhus several fucking times, fam. You know what I'm saying? Trying to swing and miss back to her. Now, I was pissed that Cecilia wasn't capitalizing on that, and that's because she was fucking with, as Bo mentioned, Abel goddamn Sanchez. Yes, that's his nickname. Abel goddamn Sanchez. That's his nickname. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, bro, if she wasn't fucking with goddamn Sanchez, she would have been boxing from the outside like she's supposed to be, right? If she was still fucking with Jonathan Banks, she would have been on the outside boxing these motherfuckers, right? And she would have beaten Jessica McCaskill with relative ease because she's beaten a woman that was actually, in my opinion, better stylistically in a fight against Cecilia Breakhus, and that's Callie Reese. Callie Reese did a better job against Cecilia Breakhus than Jessica McCaskill did. But the reason why Callie Reese lost, even though she dropped Cecilia Breakhus in Cecilia's first fight on live television over HBO, by the way. But the reason why she dropped her for the first time and lost still is because Cecilia got up and boxed. She wasn't sitting in the... Sure did. I just saw what the boxer sort of said. He said, watch you talking about YSM's girl. Let me tell you something, the boxer source. That was my girl. I passed her to YSM. Let me get back to my shit. So what I'm saying is, right, if she wasn't sitting in the pocket like she was against Jessica McCaskill, right? If she's not sitting in the pocket, she beats her. She beats her pretty easily. You see what I'm saying? Cecilia has the opportunity, or the boxing skills anyway, and the opportunity to basically stand out there and box and keep the bull at bay. She does. She just didn't do it. It's because Abel Sanchez doesn't tell his fighters to do it. You can look at Ryan Martin, right? Ryan Martin's a boxer. Y'all probably don't know him outside of losing to Josh Taylor, but go look at his fights. He's a boxer. He's fucking with Abel Sanchez. He's sitting in the pocket, getting knocked out by Josh Taylor.
Hold on.
You see what I'm saying? What?
Ryan Martin openly admitted to us.
Yeah, he did.
In the interview.
Yeah, he did.
That shit he was telling him was wrong.
Yeah, he did. Go back and look at Terry Norris. Why is Terry Norris all fucked up today? Fucking with Abel Sanchez. Fucking with Abel Sanchez. Terry Norris got fucked up. You see what I'm saying? So it's basically Abel goddamn Sanchez. So if she's not fucking with him, what she needs to do immediately, bro, immediately go right back to Jonathan Banks. Immediately. Because that is how she got to where she got to, bro. Go back to Jonathan Banks. Please.
She's not. She already said, she openly said there was nothing wrong with my camp. There was nothing wrong in my preparation.
She might just be saying that to save face, bro. She don't want to put Abel goddamn Sanchez out there like that. You know what I'm saying? She don't want it.
Don't you say goddamn. Just how you say that goddamn.
Yeah, nigga, it's not. Yeah, you don't just say goddamn. It's goddamn. Because that's what I say every time I see this nigga in somebody's corner. God damn it, they got Abel Sanchez. Fuck. Nigga about to lose. That's how you supposed to say it. Real talk. But she might just be saying that just she don't want to disrespect Abel. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, right. But in reality, behind the scenes, she's like, man, fuck this nigga, man. I'm about to get rid of him and everybody else. Jonathan Banks and your whole squad come right back over. We need you back. As soon as I left you, I lost. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. Maybe she should get with Javon Sugar Hill. If Jonathan Banks ain't ready. At the end of the day, going back to that Kronk gym, or at least getting that Kronk gym training, that's what the fuck she needs back, bro. Real talk, because that's perfect for her style, man.
I agree with you 100%. Here's the reality of it was, and this is something that we said a long time ago. Number one, one of the reasons why I think Cecilia Breakhus went with Abel Sanchez was she's getting older and her legs aren't there. Your legs are the first thing to go. Mm-hmm. She's getting older and her legs isn't there. And she realized, like, we actually, if you watch the Kelly Reese fight, you saw it in that fight. Right. And in fact, since that fight, her legs hasn't been good. That's the reason why Katie Taylor was foaming at the motherfucking mouth when it came to fighting her ass, right? Mm-hmm. Because while her legs was good, the reason why her legs was good, that's the reason why Amanda Serrano went to 140, won a belt. Everybody said, go to 147. No, I'm going 115. Yeah. Yep. It went from 140 to 115 for a belt.
Yep. That shit don't make no sense, man. That shit don't make no sense. She was scheming the goddamn. All right, let me look at the land. She was looking at the whole landscape of boxing. Like, all right, where can I go? Oh shit, well, that bitch don't look like she done anything. I'm gonna go get her belt. You know what I'm saying? That shit don't make no sense, man.
Yeah. See, but now that her legs, and that's the very reason why Clarissa Shields was like, bring your ass to 154. Come on to 150, because Clarissa saw it that this bitch's legs are not what they used to be.
It's been like that for a while now. Absolutely.
Yeah, it has, right? So I think that's why she went with Sanchez, because she realized my legs aren't what they used to be. So I got to learn how to be able to fight right there on the inside, which is fine. But you don't go to Abel Sanchez because he don't teach you how to fight correctly on the inside.
Well, you're right. But however, this is the same reason why I picked Tyson Fury over Vladimir Klitschko back in 2015. Because Tyson Fury was Vladimir Klitschko's first fighter that had a height and reach advantage together. He's fought fighters that had a height advantage but didn't have the reach, and he's fought fighters that had a reach advantage but didn't have the height, right? Tyson Fury was the first opponent that he fought that had the height and reach advantage over him. And Tyson Fury is a masterclass outside boxer. So the reason why I picked Tyson Fury was because Tyson's going to make Vladimir Klitschko a one-dimensional fighter to where he has to learn virtually overnight how to fight on the inside, and he's never done that in his career. Same thing with Cecilia Breakhus. You can't just learn how to fight on the inside in one camp, Bo. You know this.
Yeah, that's true.
Inside fighting is something that you got to learn from childhood, fam.
Yep.
If you don't learn how to fight on the inside from childhood, you're not just going to wake up and get it one fucking day, bro. You see what I'm saying? You're not going to get in an 8-week training camp, 12-week, 16, 24, 32. Not going to fucking happen.
No, I agree with that.
So it literally takes years to fucking master inside boxing. You're getting ready to fight Jessica McCaskill, whether you like her or not, is an elite fighter in the women's side of the sport. She is. So you can't just go in there and just all of a sudden think you're going to inside fight. You know what I'm saying? When you've never done it against someone like Jessica McCaskill.
That's fucked up, but you're right.
Can't do that shit, dog.
That's so true.
So that was the dumbest shit ever. If what you're saying is true, that was a stupid move by her. You need to stay true to your form and figure out how to adjust if the adjustment is fucking needed, bro. But she didn't need to do that because all she had, literally, really, bro, like Jessica McCaskill, outside of the first 5 rounds, her attack was extremely sloppy, dog. So she really didn't even need her legs that much. All she needed to do was pump the goddamn jab. I was seeing so many situations, bro, where the jab was needed, nigga, and she didn't pump it at all. She just stood there watching. And I'm like, Cecilia, jab, what the fuck are you watching her for? Nigga, you ain't Floyd Mayweather. What the fuck are you doing? Jab, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Cecilia is more like a Caleb Plant. She ain't no Floyd Mayweather. You need a jab. You don't have great defense. You never showed that you had great defense. Your defense was your offense. The fact that you were on the outside pumping a fucking jab, utilizing combinations. That was your defense your whole goddamn career. Why the fuck are you sitting at mid-range distance now waiting on her to attack? What are you doing? So realistically, she really didn't need these, 20-year-old legs to beat Jessica McCaskill. She just needed to fucking jab and set her shit up, which she ended up doing later on in the fight. And from what the judges saw, that was too late. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that's what she really needs to do, man.
That's what's up. Shout out to Ronald Finkley. My man donated $1.99, man. Again, appreciate that, my family. Definitely, most definitely appreciate that, man. Shout out to Kendrick Taylor. Let me say something. You my nigga.
That's my nigga right there, man.
You don't say the fuck off of me on goddamn Twitter, nigga. All right?
Now, let me tell you something about Kendrick, man. Kendrick been following Kendrick is one of them quiet followers, nigga.
Yeah.
Like this nigga been around probably since the inception of the original channel that I had, man. That's how long this motherfucker's been around. And I'll see this nigga pop up on Twitter and then he'll disappear about 6 months. Then he'll pop up on the show. He'll be on the show. He probably listening to every show, but he'll comment every once in a while and shit. He'll a quiet follower, man. I fuck with Kendrick, man. Shout out to him.
Yeah, right. But you gonna stop fucking with me on Twitter, nigga. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Leave me the fuck alone. But he said, for you young niggas, Harold was Kane's cousin on Menace to Society. After leaving the party, stopped at the red light, got his memory blown out. Exactly.
He said, for you young niggas, exactly, bro. A lot of these niggas on here, they was born the year that movie was made. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is what it is, dog. But yeah, man, at the end of the day, man, hopefully, the fight's gonna come. It's gonna come because Cecilia had a rematch clause. So we'll see what happens, man. I don't have a dog in that race. I don't care who wins. I'm intrigued to see what Jessica McCaskill does against Katie Taylor in a rematch. I still think Katie beats her, but she's definitely got more motivation than she did the first time if she wins in this rematch because she's got hardware behind her. Plus, if Katie Taylor ends up taking the fight, it would be at 145, as she mentioned. So that'll be a new dynamic. So we'll see what happens, man.
Yeah, and let's listen, man. Y'all got to go check out the interview because if you ever want to know, fighters will flex their muscle when they're in position to flex their muscle because a lot of times they're not in that position. And Jessica McCaskill breaks you like we can illustrate and explain it. I like fighters that can do it, and she explained perfectly why her demands are going to be what they are. And the reason why that you make them demands when you're in the position that you get in. She breaks that shit down fucking beautifully, dog. So y'all definitely go and check that out, man. To that interview we had with Jessica Killer. So my man Prodigy wanted to talk about this. We're gonna go on and get with this because we run out of time. We didn't went over with these two topics. Chris Byrd is out here looking like a motherfucking 50-year-old crackhead.
Oh, man, dog. Let me tell you something, man. Let me answer Jackman Alex's question real quick. He said, do y'all think Anthony Yarde could be a champ at 175? Not right now. Absolutely not. He get knocked the fuck out by Artur Beterbiev. and Dimitri Bivol outboxes the shit out of him. You know what I'm saying? So once one of them two drops some belts, or at least let me say, what's his name? Artur Beterbiev drops some belts. You know what I'm saying? I know the WBO is vacant right now, but he's probably not gonna get that anytime soon, unless Eddie Hearn can jockey himself in position to be able to get that fight or that belt for his fighter. But
you mean Frank Warren?
I'm sorry, Frank Warren. My bad. Yeah, which that basically answers my question. Frank Warren will not be able to do that. So that belt's going to somebody else. Depends on who gets it. But the other two champions that are champs right now, they fuck him up. Most definitely. He gonna wait till one of them niggas leave, man. But anyway, to go into what you said, man, Chris Byrd really looked like a nigga, dog, out here in these streets, bro. And when I say in these streets, I mean it. This nigga's out here like, come on, man. Let me get another 72, man. Let me get another one, man. Hey, man, nigga, I gave you 2 last week. Nah, man, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. Let me tell you.
Oh, shit.
I'm about to get a job next week, man. You know what I'm saying? I get a job next week. Oh, really? You getting a job? Yeah, man, I'm gonna get a job. You know what I'm saying? When I get the job, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get you your money. You know what I'm saying? But just let me hold something, young blood. Let me hold something. just let me hold something, young blood. That's what he looks like.
That's how them niggas sound too.
Don't he look like that, bro?
Hey, young blood, this your OG talking to you, young blood. Your OG talking to you, young blood.
He look like the nigga, man, when you go into a restaurant and you with your family and shit, you get out the car, there's a nigga standing at your trunk. Hey, man, let me get a little something in. Let me get the fuck out my face, nigga. That's what he look like. He look like the nigga when you pull up to the gas station, nigga start washing your windows. Nigga, I don't need that shit. I just washed my car. That's what Chris Byrd look like. That nigga look like the nigga back when in the 90s when we had payphones and shit, and you like, damn, I gotta call somebody, nigga. I need a ride, nigga. And of course, we never had no quarters, so we had to go to the payphone and hit 0 and do a collect call and shit, right? But when you get to the payphone, there's always a nigga standing there. Nigga, are you using the phone or not? Move, motherfucker. That's Chris Byrd. That's Chris Byrd. Get your ass off the goddamn phone, nigga. I gotta use this shit. That's what Chris Byrd look like right now. Talking about he gonna be at middleweight. Are you kidding me, bro? I don't even want it, man. I don't even want it. I don't want this, bro. Listen, we talked about this shit, man. We talked about this shit. At the end of the day, the reason why these old motherfuckers are coming back, besides the fact that they need money or may need money, who knows, man? I don't know their financial situation. I don't count people's pockets, man. That's what I let the whole niggas do shit like that. I don't do that, bro. Right? At the end of the day, man, the reason why they're coming back from what I think outside the money is because they're looking at the state of boxing and they're like, I could do that.
Yep.
They're all doing it.
Yep.
Man, I could beat that cat, man. That nigga sorry. Y'all saw the Oliver McCall interview we had. He sincerely believes that he could beat Tyson Fury. He believes this. He's not just clout chasing a Cappin or whatnot. When the fuck you ever seen Oliver McCall cap anyway? This nigga actually fought everybody he needed to fight. He's just a crackhead ass nigga. That's all. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, he really believes he could beat Tyson Fury.
Yes, he does.
Mike Tyson really believes he could beat Deontay Wilder.
Yes, he does.
Right? These guys think they can do this shit. Roy Jones, I don't even need to go to him. This nigga been saying he gonna be the new champion for about 10 years now. He get knocked the fuck out in every goddamn fight he fight in, but at the end of the day, the nigga's been saying it for 10 years.
Sure has.
Right? So these guys really believe that they can be somebody in the new landscape of boxing. And you know what, family? I told y'all before several times, man. If we did not own a website, a boxing media website, I'm not sure if I'd be watching boxing right now. Because,
I know I would.
Yeah, because of the landscape and how things look, right? A la Bill Haney, right? All that capping and talking shit. Now, let's say tomorrow they announce it's Gary Russell Jr. We'll get on a live and be like, you know what? That's what's up. I'll still be mad at Bill Haney for trying to put the fuck to us by lying and shit about how DAZN didn't want to fight. But at the end of the day, I would be like, that's what's up. But until then, right the fuck now is capping. And that's what a lot of these young motherfuckers do. Devin Haney does it too on Twitter. Remember, that nigga was capping whenever he was talking shit about, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? I got a contract to fight Teofimo Lopez, nigga. Right? This is when Teofimo Lopez and Vasily Lomachenko was on the rocks. The negotiations were not going as smoothly as they planned. They were on the rocks. Devin Haney tried to step in. You see what I'm saying? And he was like, oh, I got the contract, you know what I'm saying? Teofimo Lopez is like, no, the fuck you do not. I didn't get no contract from you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And then Teofimo came out with his own contract, so he said, and then Eddie Hearn was like, well, nigga, you must have put an S on that Hearns when you sent it to me. Capping. Both of them niggas capping. You know, the Cap King is fucking Tank Davis. This nigga Cap King, nigga. This nigga go to bed with a hat on, nigga. He capped so much. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Tevin Farmer was Cap Queen and shit until he disappeared after getting his ass whooped. If this nigga wouldn't have got his ass whooped, this nigga would still be Cap Queen, nigga. Married to the Cap King, Tank Davis. And them two steady fighting each goddamn each other on Twitter all day long. Fight, fight, fight. Capping all day long, nigga. That's the state of boxing today. I can't fucking stand it, man. Now, if you go into the lower weight divisions, like I tell you niggas to do, that's where fighting is really happening.
That's true. Ain't
no capping down there at 118, 115, 108, 105, 122. True. Ain't no capping down there, man. You know what I'm saying? 126, they capping, nigga. Leo Santa Cruz was capping. Fucking Josh Warrington was capping. They capping at 126.
Josh Warrington shit. Hold on. I'm sorry. I hate to interject. Josh Warrington had the motherfucking audacity and mitigated gall to cap when a nigga left the division. That shit was. I was like, what nigga? What? This nigga had the audacity to cap when motherfucking Stevenson left the fucking division. Right after Stevenson officially left the division, had his fight at 1:30. I want to fight him. I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to go. Man, you don't sit your motherfucking ass down.
Exactly, bro. Exactly, bro. That's what I'm saying, man. You don't see none of that shit. And 126 used to not be that way, bro. It used to not be that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But all of a sudden, what happened was Shakir Stevenson got on the scene. The niggas like, shit. Nigga out here fighting this motherfucker. And the media, they're like, man, I'll fuck Shakir punk ass up. Soon as them cameras is off, shit, nigga. Shakir Stevenson, who? Nigga, where Bobo Jones at, nigga? I'll fuck that motherfucker. I know Shakir Stevenson. He got me fucked up. Man, I'm about to lose my belt today. Not today.
Get a belt. Okay, done. Got a belt. Humming.
And I don't even fuck with Shakir like that. I think he's a kid with a bad attitude. I don't really fuck with him like that. You know what I'm saying? I have more respect for Devin Haney than Shakir, but I think Shakir is a better fighter right now. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, the truth's the truth. That's exactly what happened. They told him he needed to get a belt. He got one, and then motherfuckers was just like, well. What about that Can Zoo character? How about him?
Well, you know, my old promoter said that it wasn't valid when he
fuck out of here, man. Exactly, bro. That shit is crazy, man. See, dog.
That nigga, well, Eddie, that nigga ran behind Eddie's leg. Eddie.
Man, the British gonna be mad at you, bro. He ain't gonna be mad at you.
I don't give a fuck. Be mad at me all you want. That motherfucker told him, listen, when it was Frank Warren, he was letting them nuts hang. That nigga went to Eddie. He ran behind the nigga and hid and said, Eddie.
The fucked up part about that was the deal was that they were going to allow Shakir Stevenson to get one fight in, which was supposed to be Miguel Mariaga at that time. Once that fight is in, they were going to fight in May in England. Shakir said he wanted to go to England and he got damn well. Frank Warren and Josh Warrington were cool with that deal. Then Josh Warrington leaves Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn was like, shit, nigga, this is a whole nother deal over here. I don't know what the fuck y'all niggas, I don't know what y'all had over there. This is a whole nother deal over here. It just went to shit after that. You know, my thing is, I can't say why dudes do anything, but my thing is, you already had a deal on the table to fight Shakir. Why did you decide to leave at that moment? Maybe Frank Warren fucked his bitch or something, and he had to get the fuck out of there immediately. Maybe that's what happened. Frank Warren do look like he be fucking a lot of young bitches. He look like he do, bro. And it's probably what happened. You know what I'm saying? And he had to leave, get the fuck out of there. Now, Eddie Hearn, look, Frank Warren, if you know the two, we seen both of them in person. Yeah, Frank Warren got a little pep in his step. He been fucking with some niggas in his lifetime.
Oh yeah,
you know
he OG. That's why.
OG.
That's why he told that dude, that pig farmer. He said, "Motherfucker, you better go back to niggas that gave you that check."
Exactly.
Motherfucker, you better go back to the nigga that gave you a check, nigga. I ain't writing you shit.
Exactly. Frank a OG, bro. Real talk. Eddie Hearn, not so much. Eddie Hearn is a stiff, goofy motherfucker. This nigga back all straight. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude, you ain't worried about him fucking your girl. Let's just put it that way. That's probably what Josh Warren did. I'm just saying. He just left in the middle of the deal.
He did, dog.
But back to the subject at hand. No capping below 126, man. So I tell you guys to watch those motherfuckers, man, because that's real boxing. And them dudes be down there fighting for their life and shit, man. Real talk. But that's what Chris Byrd, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Oliver McCall, right? James Toney, even though this nigga talking about I want $2 million to come back. This nigga's ridiculously out of control with that shit, right? Roy Jones, Lennox Lewis briefly, right? Even fat ass Riddick Bowe wants to come back. You see what I'm saying?
That's sad, dog.
You're right. Riddick Bowe weighs 612 pounds, nigga. So, and this nigga's still trying to come back. This motherfucker gonna walk to the ring with a piece of barbecue chicken in his mouth, nigga, walking through the ropes. You know what I'm saying? And he still wants to come back. So these guys are watching the landscape of boxing today and saying, I can beat these motherfuckers. Or if not that, I can do what they're doing. And I can make some money doing what they're doing. So it's a bad situation, dog. What they need to do is come up, and I mentioned this before. They need to come up with a situation like they have in tennis, the ATP Championship Tour or Champions Tour, where you got John McEnroe and a bunch of old niggas playing against each other in their own league. If old boxers really want to come back, and promoters and networks actually see value in these fighters coming back, right? That's why you have Roy Jones and Mike Tyson on pay-per-view. They can come up with a league for retired ass fucking fighters to fight each other in. They just need to get the right amount of niggas, and it would be like a league where it's like based on a tournament like the WBSS, right? Mm-hmm. It wouldn't be a year-round league or nothing like that because I don't think you'd have enough old fighters to be in the league. And then you'd have to have enough old fighters per weight class. That's not going to happen. So it would just be a situation where somebody is basically running a league that's a tournament, kind of like the WBSS, and saying, hey, all you old motherfuckers out there that were old heavyweights, how about we make a fucking WBSS type of tournament, but it's going to be the AARP tournament, nigga, for heavyweight. And we get together and we build this tournament and we get a winner $1 million, man, not even $1 million, get a nigga $250K. That nigga take it. I'm just saying, get a winner $250K. It's old niggas, man. We don't give a fuck about these niggas. Some will watch it. Old niggas will watch it. Niggas like my grandfather will watch it. Man, I remember these niggas back in 1972, nigga. I used to watch boxing all the goddamn time. Man, I'm about to watch this shit right now. Those are niggas that's gonna watch it.
Yeah, you're right. Those are niggas. Right.
That's
right. The niggas that watch a 40-year-old Muhammad Ali fight Larry Holmes.
Mm-hmm. Those are niggas that'll watch it. Now, this Mike Tyson fight is gonna get a lot of viewers, dog, because everybody thinks Mike Tyson about to go out there and try to knock Roy Jones out. So that's gonna get a lot of views. You know what I'm saying? But what if Mike Tyson actually realizes this is an exhibition? And this nigga out there jabbing. The aura that is Mike Tyson is completely gone at that point. They're gonna see this nigga out here throwing a jab and shit against Roy Jones Jr. and boxing and shit. What if Roy Jones fucks around and knocks out Mike Tyson as part of the script? It's part of the script that Roy Jones wins by knockout. Mike Tyson's aura is gone, nigga. It's over with. Like all that hype that's around him right now because he got them sped up ass videos looking fast. Them videos not real time, nigga. Nigga, look, we put the videos on our goddamn page. In real time, motherfuckers sped up, nigga. Real time is 1.0. Whoever edited that video was like, man, we gonna put this motherfucker about 1.75. Shit gonna be hot, nigga. That's exactly what happened, dog. We gonna put that motherfucker about 175. Mike Tyson was like, hey, man, they might notice. Nah, nigga, they ain't gonna notice. You might. They ain't gonna notice you might. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, dog. When you niggas realize that video was completely sped the fuck up, nigga, and that nigga get in the ring in November against Roy Jones, nigga, slower than Evander Holyfield's slow ass video, right? That aura's gone, nigga. So at the end of the day, I think if they do like a league or a tournament of a bunch of old niggas, I think that would work better than just a single fight here and there on pay-per-view.
Well, Mike Tyson actually has hinted toward that. That's what he wants to do. He wants to do it like a Legends tournament.
I agree 100% with that. I think that's what they should do.
He wants to agree with that. But here's the thing with Chris Byrd. Chris Byrd is a former 2-time world heavyweight champion. Chris Byrd last fought at middleweight when he was in the fucking Olympics when he won a silver medal. Last time I checked, when I was, when I was a little nigga, 16, 17 years old, weighing 175 pounds, I might even be 14, 15, right? When I hit 18, I went 200. In my 20s, nigga, teetered between 2.5, 210. Then 30s, it was 210, 215. Out of 40s, which is out of fucking control, So my point is, the older I got, the more weight I put on. Teofimo Lopez, why he's in such a hurry for Lomachenko, the nigga's too big right now for the division he's in. They know, hey man, going up, that's something we got to do. We got to go up, right?
Right.
So at the end of the day, the fact that he's talking about coming back as a middleweight at the age of 50, and the way that he looked, there's no way I can believe a dude that was 220 pounds is healthy enough to come back 60 pounds lighter and fight and be competitive at once. If I'm Charlo, if I'm Andrade, if I'm a nigga that's rated number 20 at middleweight, I am pissed.
Hold on.
The fuck off.
He said this nigga's rating is only listed by the WBC, nobody else. Because they don't. The other organizations don't rate past 15. Only the WBC does that. Yeah. Damn, bro, that's fucked up, man.
Right on, absolutely, man. That's a good point. So, Boxing Source, he gonna fight Sergio Martinez. That's a good point.
Man, that'd be the two fast motherfuckers. That'd be the slowest fight of the century. Sergio last fight slow as fuck, man. And did he even move? I think the nigga stayed in one spot the whole fight. That nigga stayed in one spot. His knee wouldn't let him move to the left or right.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Most definitely, man. So at the end of the day, dog, if I am anybody, and I mean anybody, man, shit. At 160, man, I am mad than a motherfucker that this motherfucker actually mentioned the division that I'm in and saying it like he gonna come back and take the fuck over and whoop my ass. Man. All right, man.
Look, hold up. Go back to David Ruiz's comment.
Oh, yeah.
Go back to his comment you just had up there. I want to say something about that shit, dog. He said, hopefully we'll get a long-awaited rematch between De La Hoya and Felix Trinidad. Let me tell you something, man. Fuck that. Listen, Riddick Bowe and Lennox Lewis both said they want to make a comeback. Hopefully we get these two motherfuckers to fight as professionals. Finally, right? They both a little overweight. And just don't let these niggas give a goddamn interview, man. You won't know what the fuck they saying, bro. Lennox Lewis, man, you finally fighting Riddick Bowe. What you think is gonna happen in this fight, man? I got to fight him. I fight the fighter and fight him. All right, Riddick Bowe. I don't know what the fuck that nigga just said, man. What you think is gonna happen in this fight. All right, man, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, no, this
nigga saying.
Yeah, this Riddick Bowe.
Dog, have y'all heard Lennox Lewis on PBC? Bro, dog. I'm sorry, man. They need to fire that nigga, bro. He's worse than Tim Bradley. He doesn't mean any harm or nothing like that. But I don't know what Lennox Lewis is saying. On top of that, he answers questions when I do know what he's saying. He answers questions that were not the question that was given. Lennox, you know, Felix Verdejo is an excellent fighter. What do you think of his style? I really like Vasyl Lomachenko. Huh? What? What the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about? I just don't understand what is on Lennox Lewis's mind, dog, when he does these shows. I don't understand it.
Oh, that's funny.
My bad, man. Go to the next one, dog.
My man David Reed said you need subtitles for Riddick Bowe. That's fucked up.
You do. You need the bouncing ball for him and fucking James Toney, man. I don't know what the fuck these niggas talking about, man.
That's fucked up.
James, man, you coming out of retirement or what? I come out blah blah blah. I'm gonna knock nigga out, man. Huh? I caught knocking nigga. I caught that. I did catch knock the nigga out. Bet. We'll write an article on that, James. The fuck?
Oh man. My man Neutral said I want to see MJ unified next at 122. Here's the problem that you have
right there.
Right now he is the unified. Well, he's the man of the division. He's the unified champion. I think WBA and IPF. So you got the WBC title, which is vacant, and it looks like
no. WBC is Ray Vargas. WBO is vacant.
Oh,
Emmanuel
no, WBO.
Emmanuel
Leo.
Oh, Angelo Leo now. Emmanuel Navarrete vacated. Ray Vargas didn't vacate WBC. When did Ray Vargas vacate the WBC?
You know, oh yeah, you're right. Damn.
Yeah. The only one that vacated was Emmanuel Navarrete.
Navarrete. So yeah, you're right. So right now you have Angelo Leo, and Leo has a date with Stephen Fulton.
Yes, sir.
He has a date with him. And I don't think Ray Vargas is in a huge hurry to fight MJ right now. I don't think he's in a hurry to fight that cat right now. So I would love to see him too. I think MJ can easily become undisputed at 122.
Ray Vargas won't fight him.
Yeah, that boy's that talented.
Ray Vargas won't fight him. Ray Vargas is one of them title hoarding ass niggas like Leo Santa Cruz, man. They even look the same. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker, Ray Vargas will not fight MJ, dog. Ray Vargas wouldn't fight Miguel Roman.
No, he sure wouldn't. I don't know why he wouldn't fight that nigga.
He talked shit like he was gonna do it, but he won't fight him, dog. So Ray Vargas is basically gonna vacate. He's gonna end up vacating because he's talking about moving up to 126. And I don't know who he's gonna fight, but he's talking about going there. But at the end of the day, he's not fighting MJ. MJ would have to unify against the winner of Fulton and Leo. That's what would have to happen. Fulton, it should be Angelo Leo's whack. I don't even know how Mighty Mouse didn't beat him.
Yeah, we were shocked about it. That was a shocker to me.
No, what it was Mighty Mouse was at home eating chitlins and shit during the goddamn pandemic. You know what I'm saying? The nigga wasn't in the gym.
Hell yeah.
I'm not saying that he was out of shape. What I'm saying is the nigga did not have his mind focused on boxing. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So he probably had a bitch with a big old ass sitting in his face the whole pandemic. That's probably what happened. I can see that. You know what I'm saying? The niggas as tall as some of these women's asses out here. He a little nigga. I can see that. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, you ever see that thing, that nigga right with the skinny dude and the big chick, and he said, all right, come on, baby, and she sits down and nigga
That's Mighty Mouse. That nigga disappearing that ass, face first. It's a little nigga. He the ass holder for these women, bro. He stand up, they just sit on the nigga head, watch TV. I'm just saying, bro.
Like Ray Vargas is that nigga that like if you out with his girl, she a fine bitch. You just stand in front of him like, hey, mom, I see you out with your son.
Oh man,
what's going
man.
on? What's going on? Hey,
Has,
baby, I see you out with your son and shit. Pat him on the head. You a good little boy.
hey,
so what's going on, baby?
Fucked up thing about that, the old me actually did that a few times, man. But we ain't gonna go into that.
No, I know. I remember
the uncivilized 2K back in them days, nigga.
That happened. All right, man.
right. The motherfucker you would not like if you ever would have met that version of 2K. Used to do some shit like that, man. Nah, man. At the end of the day, man, he ain't. Listen, it had to be Stephen Fulton. I think Stephen Fulton beats the shit out of Angelo Leo. Terrence Williams should have did it. It will be Stephen Fulton that does it. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get the belt. I'm not sure what Stephen Fulton's really about. The only thing I know about him is that he once beat your boy Joshua Greer a long time ago. Gave Joshua Greer Jr. his first loss and basically showed the difference in class between those two. That's all I know about Stephen Fulton. That he talks a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Or just recently, anyways, started talking a lot of shit. And he really wants to fight Angelo Leo. That's all I know about Stephen Fulton. When he gets that belt, he might turn into something totally different. Ducking niggas, not wanting to fight, capping, all sorts of shit. He seemed like he might be that kind of nigga, just how he was talking when Leo beat Terrence Williams. You know what I'm saying? Or Tremaine Williams, excuse me. The nigga was doing a whole lot of fucking talking after that fight. I'm thinking he's like one of them capping type niggas, but I'm praying that he's not. If he's not, then we might get a fight with MJ, because Stephen Fulton did say he wants to become undisputed at 122. He did say that, bro.
Yes, he did. Here's one problem with Stephen Fulton. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I smell it, 2K. What is it I smell? I smell Philly fighter.
Oh, shit. I completely forgot about that. Shout out to Philly.
I smell Philly fighter. That's the only thing. Now,
shout out to let a nigga down Philly. My bad. Go ahead, bro.
Now, I will say this. He displays he has displayed a little bit more better characteristics than cats just like Jesse Hart and what's the other motherfucker? The other motherfucker
from Philly?
Yeah, it was Hart. And what's the other nigga? Oh, Tevin Farmer.
Yeah,
he does display a little bit more talent, a little bit more discipline, a little bit more mindset, a little bit more skill, right? So I give him that, right? And he kind of hangs out. He's been around Terrence Crawford and Shakur Stevenson, so he's been around better upper echelon of fighters. But at the end of the day, nigga, he gives me pause the cause because he's from Philly.
Oh man, dog. Man, shout out to let a nigga down state, or let a nigga down city. Excuse me, let a nigga down city. Philly, man, you just be so what's his name? Is another one, J Rock, by the way.
J Rock.
Come on, man, we got the evidence. We just named like 3 or 4 of your goddamn fighters that be letting niggas down, man. J Rock is probably the worst active Philly fighter today in terms of letting niggas down. You know what I'm saying? You lose to Jamal. Come back, got niggas like, oh man, he gonna be that nigga, man. Then he beat the shit out of Jarrett Hurd, man. We was like, yes, that nigga's that nigga. Then he loses to a nigga by the nickname of fucking Banana.
At home.
And I believe that was his first title defense.
Yes, it was. from all his bitches and everybody. That nigga run out telling everybody, hey man, y'all gonna buy by my rules now. Okay.
How you beat a nigga like Jarrett Hurd and go lose to a fucking fruit? Nigga lost to a nigga that I always eat when I take a goddamn protein shake. I always got a banana on me, nigga. It's a high in potassium protein, nigga. You need it, especially when you lift weights. You need it.
Yeah. You're right about that, man. Right about that, man.
Oh, let him down, Philly. I don't know, bro. You got a point there, man. That nigga might fuck around losing Angelo Leo.
Man, I'm telling you. I hope he don't, because I actually do like Stephen Fulton, no, real talk.
He's all right. I'm not that big on him, but I think he does have the goods to beat Angelo Leo. This nigga just needs to stay fucking focused, man.
Yeah, he does.
That's it. What else we got, man? What else we got in the comment section before we get out of here? We got 1 minute. We got enough time for one comment.
We got that nigga Eric giving us the finger.
Oh, yeah. Eric, let him down, Philly.
Here's something that's good. Fulton versus Brandon Figueroa. How do y'all see that one going?
That's a good fight.
That's actually a good fight.
That's a really good fight.
That's a very good fight.
I could see that fight. Man. The only thing that Brandon Figueroa is just like his brother, man. But he's more polished than his brother. If y'all don't know, his brother's Omar Figueroa. That's the welterweight that got his ass whipped by Yordenis Ugas.
Got the dog shit beat out of him.
Dog shit beat out of him. Right? But also, Omar Figueroa was, I believe, the last guy, if I'm not mistaken, the last guy to beat Errol Spence. I know he beat Errol Spence, but I think he's the last guy to beat Errol Spence, if I'm not mistaken. They beat him in the amateurs.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, Brandon Figueroa fights kind of the same way, but he's much faster, puts combinations better, right? And he's probably faster because he's much smaller, puts combinations together better, right? And he's got a better arsenal. You know, Omar Figueroa kind of just basically is going to sit on the inside and beat your body up as Robert Guerrero, right? But Brandon Figueroa, he could fight on the inside. He could fight on the outside. He's not a great fighter at both, but the fact that he can do both, it helps with him being more dynamic in the ring. You know what I'm saying? The thing about Stephen Fulton is like that flashy, slick fighter that is hard to calculate when you're in the ring against him. He's the type of fighter you don't want to fight against, man. You hate them type of niggas, always moving and sliding all over the fucking ring. You hate them niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas, just stand there, niggas, so I can hit you. He's that type of dude. So, and up to this point, Brandon Figueroa has not fought anybody as slick in that division as a Stephen Fulton. So, in my opinion, slick fighters, if they understand how to utilize their slickness, basically being on the outside, utilizing the jab, setting everything up with the jab, being able to pick their opportunities and their spots well, I'm always going to pick a slick fighter over a guy that does a little bit more brawling than he does boxing. Again, as I said, Brandon Figueroa does box well. He's not great, boxes well, but you can catch him in firefights, especially when he gets upset or frustrated. The nigga wants to fight now. Stephen Fulton's most definitely going to upset Brandon Figueroa with his slickness, so I got to go with Fulton, man.
Here's the reason why I got to go with Fulton. We actually saw Brandon Figueroa when he fought Julio Seja. And he got a draw in that fight. Why? Because he got lured into a firefight. He got lured into that machismo. He got lured into that, one to prove a point or one to be somebody that, that he's not. Right. And a guy like Stephen Fulton, and like you said, he's a little bit more polished than Stephen Fulton. But here's the difference. Stephen Fulton has that grit. Like, outside of all of that, Stephen Fulton comes with the attitude like, I'm going to beat your ass. Right? So a guy like Stephen Fulton is coming in with the attitude and he's slick. He gets the upper hand on you. It's going to be hard. And the one thing I've learned about Brandon Figueroa, just like when he fought Seja, is you can confuse Brandon Figueroa and get into his head. You don't want a cat like Stephen Fulton get into your head, because that nigga get into your head, he gonna finish you because he's looking to put some hurt and pain. Right? So I pick Stephen Fulton right now only because the flaws that Brandon Figueroa has shown us from a mental aspect, Fulton is the type of dude that has the ability to capitalize on it. Now, does he do it? We don't know. I got to see him against better competition. But just based off the eye test, I say that if Fulton and Brandon Figueroa was to fight, I can see Fulton edging that dude by split decision.
It's a good fight. It's a good fight. Hopefully this shit goes down, man. All right, man, we're going to get the fuck up out of here. Y'all know what it is, man. Go to 3kingsboxing.com for your source of pure, unadulterated boxing information. Day in and day out, 24 motherfucking 7, dog. That's what we do over here. Also, follow us on Twitter at 3kingsboxing, Instagram at 3kingsboxing, right here on Facebook.com/3kingsboxing. Man, Facebook is fucking up on StreamYard, you know what I'm saying? So we couldn't schedule this event on Facebook. It'll just show that we live. So look for this motherfucker today or the next, or tomorrow or the next day. We will be going live. Bo's back in the States. You know what I'm saying? He's no longer out in the Dominican Republic alone, by himself, not getting no pussy.
I don't know what the fuck
all.
you talking about. You can stop walking. What the fuck you talking? Nigga, I had to look up. Huh?
Word up, dog. But yeah, we're gonna try to do this shit every day or every other day. So be on the lookout for that on Facebook and YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Every day or every other day. Got to say that shit again. It will be 9:30 Eastern time, 8:30 Central. That's 6:30 Pacific. All right. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody that donated on Facebook, YouTube, and in the PayPal. Until the next one, we out this bitch.